Mr. Chairman, let me be clear. I did not hide Dr. Ford's allegations. I did not leak her story. She asked me to hold it confidential.
Okay, Feinstein has said two statements, and neither one of them match. The other part of this, she's written it down. I don't know if she wrote it down during this hearing. It wouldn't surprise me. But it's suspicious to write it down. Now, what did she say? I did not hide it, and I did not leak it. So if you didn't hide it, it means others knew, which kind of contradicts I did not leak it. It's a very ambiguous statement, especially since she went so far as to actually write it down. So she stayed on point, just like lawyers speak.
And I kept it confidential as she asked. She apparently was stalked by the press, felt that what happened, she was forced to come forward, and her greatest fear was realized. She's been harassed, she's had death threats, and she's had to flee her home. In addition, the investigation that the Republican majority is heralding is really nothing that I know about other than a partisan practice. Normally, all the witnesses would be interviewed. However, that's not happened. While the majority has reached out to several people, they did not notify me or my staff that they were doing this. And so to argue that we would not participate, but not tell us what they were up to, is somewhat disingenuous. I was given some information by a woman who was very much afraid, who asked that it be held confidential, and I held it confidential until she did.
Now, the part there that makes me suspicious is she keeps going down in her eye contact. She's not even actually looking up towards anyone of any status, at least in her mind. I did not leak. There's quite a few ways, especially since we're dealing with lawyers, and they're getting smarter, that you can approach this. I did not leak could mean she did not give anyone that letter. Because that part, as she says it, seems to be true. Her body sings with her. Everything's peaches and cream. And alas, you followed your little law. But you know, whispered bullet points, whispered names, that's not leaking, at least in their mind.
Decided that she would come forward.
Mr. Chairman, would the ranking member answer a question, please?
If I can.
I have great respect for Senator Feinstein. We've worked together on many topics, and I believe what you just said. Can you tell us that your staff did not leak it?
Oh, I don't believe my staff would leak it. I have not asked that question directly, but I do not believe
you know
they
that?
would.
I mean, how in the...
That was interesting. Now, I'm not looking at Feinstein. I'm looking at the woman behind her, and there's two of them, and I wish I could see the reaction of the bald one. But confronted on if your staff leaked it. See how her head goes back? Almost like a defiance. And then she watches Feinstein to see her reaction. Are you going to stand up for us? It makes me suspicious that the staff was the ones that were leaking it. Whether they actually leaked the document or, like I said before, used those bullet points. Because the woman that we see in this frame is not the one who says, you asked me before. It's another lady that says, no, we didn't leak it.
Directly, but I do not believe
you know
they
that?
would.
I mean, how in the world could that get in the hands of the press?
The answer is no.
We also see that her lips are getting tighter, and we're talking about the long-haired woman in the back. So she says no. The long-haired woman in the back now starts completely looking at the other senator. I don't have to focus too much on Dianne.
The staff
Have you
said
asked
they did not.
Have you asked your staff or other
I
staff
just
members
did.
on the Judiciary Committee?
And of course, you see her back there shaking with her head in the positive. I just did. So yes, it does make me suspicious on the staff. And as if you know anything about if you're in a criminal organization and you're trying to keep your hands as clean as possible, your minions do your dirty work. And your minions, if they're smart, will do the dirty work in a way that gives them plausible deniability.
Pardon me? Well, Jennifer reminds me I've asked her before.
The long-haired lady is becoming very uncomfortable. It is suspicious as far as the staff goes. And I do believe Feinstein knows because she keeps looking down and she's becoming more jerky and more nervous as this questioning continues. Are you sure your staff didn't do it? You watch.
Well, Jennifer
And then the stuttering.
reminds me I've asked her before
And she didn't look at him while she said it.
about it.
Well,
And that's true.
And she's getting smaller. The whole pretty pose is starting to come out.
Well, somebody leaked it if it wasn't.
Yeah, nervous. She knows. I would assume at this point with that much going on, she knows it was leaked. She knows who did it. And it's plausible deniability. Nobody technically leaked it. And just for a contrast for her body language, talking about Feinstein, this woman can be extremely domineering. The act that she puts on while she's on the committee is a farce. Whenever you see someone with a pretty pose, understand that there is a contrast to that personality they're presenting to you. And it looks something like this. I'm going to block your way with my arm. I'm going to look down on you even though you are taller than me, which, because the woman in the flower, Murdowski, is a weak-minded individual, she's actually starting to slouch down so that she can be in the downward eye position of Feinstein. She's closing her eyes because she does not want to look at the domineering personality in front of her. If you liked it, leave a like.
If you like the content, please subscribe using this link via specific feeds. You'll be sent notifications to the full-length videos and ones that can't make it to YouTube, and you won't mysteriously be unsubscribed either. There's now a video course available on her website for gold subscribers, where Mandy teaches more about her techniques of deception detection. There's also other content such as the Crime Series, an Interesting Mind series, and monthly podcasts available to both gold and silver subscribers.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.